Hey you guys, it's your girl AJ and I'm back for another video. So today I'm going to be talking to you all about crystals. I know I get a lot of people asking me about this topic, and so I wanted to make a video that goes into detail about how to utilize the energy of crystals, how they are created and how they've been used since the beginning of time, and even how you're using them right now without even knowing it. So if you're interested in seeing how to utilize the power of crystals, just keep watching. We're going to be talking about a few things. So before I get into the actual birth of these crystals, I want to talk to you about the human body and the way living things work, right? Okay, so the human body is made up of energies and patterns that show up as densities in the body. So our arms, our organs inside of our body, our eyeballs, all that stuff. It exists through energy and through patterns. That is how we are created, and all living things give off a vibrational frequency. So that is something that I had to clarify so that you understand that we are all made up of energy. We are just energy bodies moving around in space and time at all times. Crystals are created under the Earth's crust. When the heat and pressure rises from the Earth's core to the surface, it mixes with different types of elements and chemicals that create an explosive energy that transform into what we call crystals. Now there's a longer process and there's a way more in depth than that, but that is the simplified version of that. Pressurized heat rising from the Earth's core to create these stones, and it takes millions of years to create these stones. They're not like trees and plants or like me and you. It takes millions of years to harness this energy to create these types of stones, and depending on the different environments and different places, we get different types of colors and shapes and textures of these crystals. So that is what makes them what they are. Crystals are huge conduits of energy. They can store energy and transfer energy. We use crystals, and we have always used crystals for hundreds of thousands of years in modern medicine and in today's world, technology. Every form of technology is pretty much powered by crystals. Your phone is powered by crystals. Your camera, clocks, radios, transistors, lasers for microscopic surgery, credit cards. So many different things are used and powered by crystals. So you're watching me right now on your screen, and the display that gives off the colors of the screen is used by liquid crystals. I know. So you actually already are in contact with crystal energy, and you didn't have any clue. We've also used it in ancient civilizations like the Mayans and the Egyptians, and even the Romans used it in medical treatments and use it for things like cognitive functionings and increasing memory, opening a person's third eye so that they can tap into higher levels of consciousness, but also healing things like sexual drive, using it for protection. People would wear hematite to protect themselves in going into battle. I mean, there's so many things. It can heal bruises, cuts, and wounds and help with scarring. Women use it for skincare routines. Queens back in the day, Cleopatra, and all these people will use gemstones on their skin to help with things like acne and rosacea and eczema. So if you understand what each individual crystal can provide you, you can actually use it to help with medical issues that you may be having, alongside obvious modern medicine. But you can actually heal yourself in your own space and actually speed up your recovery time for things like surgeries and any other type of problems that you may be having or facing. And the energies in our body can be interrupted from a lot of different things. So people that we're hanging out with, level of stress that we're maybe enduring in our workplace, it could be loss, trauma, the things that we're eating, all different types of things can interrupt the energy functions of our body and create sickness, dis-ease, and discomfort, as well as emotional and mental decline. And because crystals are such potent and powerful sources of energy, they are some of the most powerful forms of matter in the universe, and that is why they are so beneficial for helping to attune the frequency and dissolve and neutralize harmful energies that could be negatively impacting our energetic bodies. Y'all, That's fucking amazing. I don't know about you, but that shit's fucking amazing. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share with you guys a couple of crystals that I feel like you need to have when you first start your gemstone journey. Things that are very accessible, they're very common, they're not gonna cost you a lot of money, and they all have a different function, and it can be great. And obviously there are tons of crystals out there, and you don't have to take my word for it. You can buy whatever you feel drawn to or led to, but these are just a few that I feel like helped me when I first started my journey with crystals, and that are tried and true even today. The first crystal that I want to share with everybody is clear quartz. Now, I only have this clear quartz wand right now, but as you can see, it's literally what I said, clear quartz. And clear quartz is great for magnifying and amplifying energy. This is a great way of concentrating energy as well. The reason why it's in a wand form is to direct the flow of energy. So I will use this during Reiki sessions and healings and all of that stuff. Clear quartz crystals are really great also for clearing the mind of negativity that would hinder spiritual receptiveness. So it allows you to be free and clear so that you can actually open yourself up to wisdom and guidance from your spirit guides, your ancestors, and your angels. So this is a great tool to have. And clear quartz are very common, so they're not going to cost you that much. They shouldn't cost you, gosh, more than $1, maybe even 15 cents someplace. You know what I'm saying? These are very, very common all-purpose stones. They can be programmed to do whatever it is that you want them to do, and they also amplify the energy of the crystals around it. So very beneficial. The next stone that I want to talk about is one of my favorite stones, actually, and it's amethyst. I probably have more amethyst than I do any other stone in my collection. I even have a generator point here. I have rings and bracelets, and I have earrings. You guys, like, it's kind of actually ridiculous. But amethyst is such a great stone because it's a natural tranquilizer, which that means it helps soothe things like stress, strain, irritability, fear, anxiety, heavier emotions, mood swings, things like PMS. It's really, really beneficial for helping with sleep and aiding in increasing your intuition and your psychic ability. Now, I also really like gemstones because they can be helpful with dealing with things like addiction. Obviously, if you were suffering from addiction, I would advise you to seek help and rehabilitation. But using gemstones such as amethyst alongside treatment can be very beneficial and actually support in your elevation of maybe where that addiction stems from. This is one of my favorite stones. It's also my birthstone, so I'm a little bit biased, but yes, go check out amethyst. Our next stone is going to be carnelian. Now, carnelian is an agate. It's a red agate, and it's great for things like vitality, motivation, creativity, promoting courage and determination in whatever it is that you want to pursue. It's also a really great stone for performers. If you're a singer or if you're doing anything in live media, this is the stone for you. It increases confidence, and also great for things like stimulating power and stamina in athletes and military personnel. But it's also really great for creativity. So if you're a writer, if you're a musician, if you're just trying to get some type of a creative flow going, this is really great. And last but certainly not least, this stone is great for increasing sexual drive and sexual chi. Now, this stone is synonymously matched with your sacral chakra, which has to do with your passion and your creativity and your sexual organs. This can be great for overactivity of sexual energy or underactivity of sexual energy, and balancing it to bring it into harmonious flow. Next is going to be a black tourmaline. Now, this is like a chip of a black tourmaline, but there are so many different types of black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is one of my favorite stones for helping with things like psychic attacks, to ground and to absorb negative energy. It is pretty common stone, so it's not going to be super expensive, but it is extremely powerful and potent in its ability to be able to completely shift negative energy out of your auric field and out of the space. It's great for things like dispelling fear and anxiety that's from psychic attacks, but one way that I really like to use it is to help with things like radiation and environmental pollution. Black tourmaline has so many benefits, and obviously you can go online and research for yourself and find out what it's good for, but absorbing negativity is the main focus that I would use black tourmaline for. But what I will say is, if you're going to use black tourmaline to absorb negativity in the space or from your own auric field, you may need to make sure that you are cleansing it often, and probably like every day, because it's like a sponge. When you fill the sponge with water, it's not going to be endless amount of water that's going to be able to be stored. It has to be wrung out so that it can be used again. So just make sure that you are cleansing your black tourmaline. Last but not least, and this is probably one of my favorite stones to use because it has so many healing benefits, is selenite. This is my selenite sword, so don't freak out. It's not like a sharp edge or anything like that, but I use this for cutting cords and cutting off stagnant energy that may be happening within the body. But selenite crystals are good for charging and clearing your gemstones. If you have a gemstone crystal here that you know needs a little bit of love, needs a little bit of attention, you can actually put your stones on top of something like this and have them charge overnight. You can throw a selenite crystal in with the rest of your stones to kind of amplify the energy and to clear whatever energy maybe have been on them at a later time. They also are great for connecting with the angelic realm and can serve to clear and cleanse your auric field. So this is a must when getting your crystals. I mean, honestly, I would say if you got this crystal and a clear quartz, like, you're good. Like, these two are great. Maybe this and a clear quartz and black tourmaline, and you good. You know, if you can't get anything else, if you're working with angels like Michael or Gabriel or Raphael, these stones are really great to set down as offerings. If you like candles or if you do meditations with these angels, these are a great way to connect and to pull in that angelic energy so that it remains in your space at all times. There are lots of ways to utilize the power of crystal energy to actually take it in. You can do gemstones infusions with water. Obviously, you're going to want to make sure that you research the type of stone and if it's okay to put it in water, because some stones dissolve in water or they become toxic and you can't really ingest them. And there's different ways to do that. I'll do video on gemstone infusions another time. But this is a great way to harness that energy and be able to drink the crystal energy and have that flowing through your actual, physical system. So there's so many ways to utilize it. You can do crystal grids using things like the generator quartz. You can set up all different types of stuff around the space, and they come in things like wands and points like this, so that you can direct the flow of energy into things like candles and crystals, into your own physical body, into so much. You can use it for so many different ways. I encourage you to do your research and to find what works for you. And I hope that this video was educational and that you learned something new about crystals, and that maybe you're actually interested in going and finding your first crystal to add to your collection. I highly encourage it. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give me a like and comment down below. Share this with a friend. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. 'Cause I wanna stay high.